Hey, how you guys doing today? Um, Sorry, I'm not in good lighting. Um, I just kind of wanted to make sure that everybody's doing okay in this time. Um, I just wanted to highlight a couple things. Um, what I've noticed was in this life, there are um, a few things that we need to conquer, and that's our own anger. Um, it'll be the death of us if we don't correct it. Um, and so I just have a few suggestions. This is not like a biblical thing. This is just from life experiences and doing personal studies. Um, One, I've learned that when you get upset, um, there's a lack of accountability, and there's also um, a lack of empathy. When we get upset, instead of saying that we are upset, we can say that we're having angry thoughts. Um, we can say that I have this urge to be angry, or angry spirit just crossed over me. I got goosebumps. Um, yes, separate yourself from the feeling, and that gives you, from my personal experience, a little bit more control over it. Instead of saying this is the very thing that I am, you can just be like, at this moment I'm having an angry moment, but I'm not an angry person. Two, try to look at it from a bird's eye point of view. Um, Always try to think, and this is not a self-blame, or this is not meant to be turned into a self-pity party. It's just an analytical way of thinking of stuff. Um, Say, did I do something wrong? One, did I initiate it? If your answer is no, no. If I didn't initiate it, did I help continue it on this long? Because it takes two to tango. Um, um, and then when you find accountability, just take your time to see what you did differently about it. What you could do differently about it. And then lastly, disengage from any conversations within your control, acts, places that fuel your anger. When I say this, I mean, if you're the type of person that seen someone get abused your whole life, and you don't play with that, and you make it very blatantly obvious that this is not what you want to deal with when you're interacting with somebody, and the person ignores you, disengage yourself from that person. Also realize that if you give a person an instruction on how to handle you or handle a certain situation to your preference, realize that person also has a whole nother set of ideals, theories, experiences that when you say what you say, it's going to be filtered through that. Secondly, you have to acknowledge that sometimes if you're saying like for that example I used, you see an abuse and you consider abuse someone like hitting you, like when they think something funny. That could be a habit. You can be like, hey, I don't like that. That pisses me off. Because the reason why it pisses me off, it scares me, it puts me in fight or flight. So I get automatically defensive and I use anger to defend myself. Verbal communication is key. And the person's like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I didn't do it on purpose. This is just how me and my family interact, blah, blah, blah. Realize that it's a habit. So it's going to take some time for them to curve it. Don't expect them for you to say it right away, and then for them to just be like, okay, I will never do the thing I've done for 10 years straight. Again, give them some time. Besides that, if you don't see no um, progress towards a compromise that you two came up with, disengage yourself from that person. That person is just there to suck the energy out of you and purposely piss you off because they have demons around them that has to feed off of negative energy. And once the demon depletes the person of their energy source, it craves still energy source. However, that person cannot provide sufficient energy for that particular entity. So then they go to you or anybody that's nice hearted, gullible, naive to believe their lies. Don't only listen to their words, wolves in sheep clothing. Also look at their actions, look at their facial expressions. And then when the conversation is done, tip, always think about it. Ask your spirit what, at your angels, what they picked up on during their interaction. So basically, meditate, but not in such a new age way. Meditate, I mean, pray about it. Um, Ask for answers, and you'll get everything you need. Um, Besides that, that's the only like tips I do have for you when it comes to anger, and I just adapted these tips myself. And no, I'm not perfect at it. Come on in. Come in. Come on, Faye. Okay. I'm not perfect when it comes to these things, and I'm not, um, I would say, a guru at this at all. This is just something I've tried and it works, and I still got to work at it myself, making it, um, perfecting it, and doing the best I can. Um, that's accountability. Look at it from a bird's eye view. Disengage yourself from people who purposely anger you. Disengage yourself from situations, actions, and places that you know will trigger you. Um, that's key for real. Always set yourself up for success, because in every single situation that you're tempted with anger or anything, you always have a way out. So you never really want to put yourself in a situation where because you know yourself, you be with yourself. Um, you are in your own head, so you know what you can do and should do to help you defeat anger if you have anger issues, or even if you um, even if you just want to stop snapping at people. Also, this is another tip. Evaluate why you're upset. Are you upset because you frustrated with the situation? And is that a situation, it kind of goes back to the other point, is that a situation you can disengage from, or is that a situation that you need to stay in to learn a lesson from? And whatever answer you get, there's a different path, obviously, to take to make you have the best out of every situation. Um, don't be too hard on yourself. If you're going into this thinking like, hey, I'm tired of I'm tired of saying sorry, I'm tired of feeling bad, and you yourself want to be a better person, give yourself time to fail. Oh, that's another point I want to um, bring up. Another thing that helped me with my anger, because sometimes anger could be rooted in hurt. You can be angry at somebody because they hurt you. Forgive. As soon as you get that feeling of hurt, deceit, whatever it is, automatically forgive them. And then, of course, you got to ask yourself a follow-up question. You can't just be like, I forgive this person, and then go back into the same situation. Is this person does this person love me? Does this person willing or is this person willing to change for me? All those questions are valuable, but just know that forgiving is for you, not for the other person. So you gotta always forgive, and just remember that when you're in this emotion, everything is clouded. So you're not thinking correctly, you're not acting how you normally act, and you're definitely not going forward. So what are you doing if you're not going forward? You're going backwards. You're never stagnant. You're either moving forward or you're going backwards. So always keep that in mind. Every second is valuable that you take of this life, and you got to make sure every second is used correctly. Like I said, don't worry about making mistakes. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna get angry. You're gonna fly off the handle. You're gonna, especially if you're new at this, you're gonna do stuff. And I don't want you to hate yourself for it. Forgive yourself for it. Ask the person for forgiveness. Forgive them if they did something to invoke this, and realize that just because you ask someone for forgiveness, they don't have to accept it. But that doesn't mean it goes back onto you. If they don't accept your apology, it's stuck on them. That's called a grudge. They're holding a grudge, and it's on them, not you, because you released it. That was just a little few things that I thought about, and I just wanted to say, give you little tips, just a little rant again. I plan on having more organized like content when I make videos. Now it's just me getting used to it, making videos and and being on YouTube and finding out. Sorry, my cat. Finding out what I feel comfortable doing, and I want you guys to stay positive as you can and get better every day. Educate yourself, and love yourself. Also, spend time with yourself. Be alone. Force yourself to be alone. This is a battle against your mental, so you got to know you. How can you win? Any topic that I talk about is a mental battle. Starts up here first. So you need to know your hang-ups, your weakness, and everything. Don't be afraid to be alone. Don't be afraid to be alone and happy. And that's all I have for you. Remember, you guys are beautiful, powerful, and if you're missing out on love, I have love for you guys, and I love you guys.